What up, peeps? So, COVID, 3 years later. How you feeling now? I guess it was about 3 years ago when we went on lockdown. Back then, I made a video. I went on a trip to Mount St. Helens with my family. We took the school bus up there. Not a soul on the freeway. Nobody at the gas station. Nobody on the highway out to the mountain, which was a one-way road highway in and out. But mind you, we camped on the lookout, and it's completely illegal, but there was nobody there and no cops. And it was a very special time for me and my family. That summer we went on a 2-week long camping trip, met another family, we all hung out, discussed COVID, decided we didn't care, let our kids play, and did our thing. Went about our lives as pretty much normal, except what we were forced to do. And in retrospect, talking about this is something that I'm still processing. It's going to be a video that's going to be upcoming. I have hours of footage during the whole period, including all the very first Portland, quote, riots that started out as protests. I have footage of the march of the protesters, the limited action the protesters took at the giant gate, and the response the cops had to the media, the protesters that weren't being violent at all. They didn't go out and they single out the people that were doing shit. They gassed everybody. And I've got these videos of me running through the tear gas, all the way up to videos of me up here at the park walking past the playground with the swing set and the playground structure wrapped in fucking caution tape so nobody could play on it or use it. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I started buying masks and sanitizer back in like February of 2020, long before they declared a pandemic, long before they even said it was in the US. And I recall going in at night to the cashier and sitting there and saying, oh, yeah, this is going to be here soon, because I was buying all their masks, a whole bunch. And they were N95s, the good ones, because those things do benefit against certain things, and they are way better than these stupid little cloth masks people were wearing. But stay on topic here. The guy said, oh, it's never going to make it to the US. And I remember that night and coming home. It was late at night, and my wife and I were talking about it, and I'd been researching this thing. And it's funny because even at the beginning I took precautions. I even sprayed down my groceries. Yes, I was one of those people. But here's the thing, back at the beginning, I do believe that the original strain, the very original COVID-19 strain, was actually could be harmful to a lot more people than the Omicron or any of the other ones, the B114. It changed, it morphed, and it got less virulent. It became more virulent, rather, but less damaging. And we didn't change with the times. We continued to press people to be paranoid. And most people had said, hey, no, it's over now, and they went on with their lives. But the continued lockdowns, the amount of businesses that had to get shut down because of this, it's astronomical. I mean, I've talked to so many people who said that it totally fucked their business, during this period. And I have sympathy for those people. It really sucks. But people want to say that we were doing the right thing. And first off, for YouTube, if YouTube algorithms are listening, I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, what not to do, what to take, what not to take. And I'm not making a judgment call one way or the other. This isn't intended to diagnose, prevent, or cure any disease, and this video itself has not be taken as any medical advice or anything else. And you have to say that, but I said it, so if YouTube bans it, they ban it. And I say that because YouTube has deleted and given me a strike on my channel for like 2 other videos when I talked about this topic. I didn't make any claims or statements or, give any science or evidence. I'm just a guy saying, I believe in my own research that COVID was a blessing in disguise. I think that the amount of suspicion and so there were two camps. Those who had complete suspicion about every type of treatment other than the alternative treatments, and then those who were the opposite, who had complete trust in what the government was telling them. The people who used to be the ones who were questioning pharma and government. And those were the same people now who were saying, no, this is the right thing to do because that's what I'm told to do. And I was amazed, actually. And I thought this was very revealing as to where we're at as a society. That we have people who will follow anything they're told to do, then we have people who will completely rebel against the government and what they tell them to do. And the funny thing is that when I was a kid, it would have been the opposite. It would have been the conservatives, for example, that were very, supportive of government, whereas the Democrats were like, no, we've got to rebel. Where this time they were completely on board. The Democrats totally lost all respect from so many people because of the way that they handled this. And I'm not saying Republicans were any better because I'm not a Republican, don't get me wrong. People believe what they believe, and people have the politics they have. I am an independent. I tend to lean left. I'm a classic liberal, but definitely not a neoliberal or any of the bullshit you've got today. I believe in personal freedom and personal choice. And I think that a lot of the kind of barbaric and, horrific ways that governments handled this crisis, the reason why it's a blessing in disguise is because in the end, when this happens again, people are going to be extremely sus. They're going to be suspicious of everything they're told. They're going to be completely, people won't be as caught off guard. They will have a pre-existing situation in the modern era that they can compare it to. And it is coming again. There will be some other virus. And people will say, either I'm on board, I'm going to do everything I can, or fuck that, I'm not going to do a damn thing. And that's scary. Because I don't think either one is 100% right. I think that we need to be smart. If you live in a small town, not a lot of people, you don't have as much to worry about. If you live in a giant crowded building with 30 people living in your own apartment, that's a different story. And people have to take accountability for their own lives and take common sense approaches to dealing with these things. So those are my thoughts on the last few years of COVID. Thank God it's over, but also it's been over for a long time for most of us. I heard they just ended emergency authorization and emergency COVID shit. I'm just like, really? 3 years later, you're just ending this? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Talk to you next time. Peace out.